Hey, this thing starts quick. All right, it's about 6 p.m. on a Tuesday, July 14th. Woohoo! Hey, and even though the blinds are shut right there, I mean the sun sets in the west, and that's out there. And looking in here, it doesn't really look that bright. Here, okay, I got two lights on. Okay, all right. Let's capture less of the ceiling and more of me, okay? Yeah, hey. Alrighty then, hey. I did a lot of work on Sunday to kind of fix up my bedroom, see? All the boxes that were piled up in that corner, there's some room now to get in that other closet, and I got my dresser there. I got some, ooh, right over here. Right there. Yeah, cookie sheets and muffin pans. Yeah, oh, and then there's my closet, see? Got more clothes hanging up. I was able to do, and I got some cookware up the top. Debbie Lynn's kitchen is full of stuff. I mean, it's like, anyways, I got some of my cookware. I actually only cook like certain things. I'm not like, you know, so I'm just pretty much going back on my diet. Anyways, you know, I got my electric bill today. This is interesting. A week before I left Jacksonville on the 22nd of June, I paid my electric bill. It was like, I pay online, so it was like $141. So I'm pretty sure that same day I went into it, and I wanted to terminate my service in July. So I can't remember if I think I terminated it for like July 6th, which is the Monday after the 5th, which was, the 5th was like 30 days from the date. I gave him a 30-day notice on June 3rd. June 5th. 30 days is July 5th. So I told him to switch, to terminate my service on probably July 6th, okay? And so, anyways, but they never verified that I got I gave them a termination notice. And so I called them today because I got a bill for like 126 bucks, and it didn't say final bill on it. So I called them up and I talked about it, and says, "Oh no, the service hasn't been terminated." So like, even though the electricity has been way down, like, you know, maybe 4 or 5 kilowatt hours a day for I don't know what, because I left all the lights off and the refrigerator was shut off. So I'm like, what in the world? Why is there any electrical power? I didn't leave any lights on. So, but see, the management of the apartment complex has probably been in there cleaning. They could have been using vacuum cleaners or whatever. Had the lights on, doing work in there. Well, you know what? I'm not supposed to pay for that, you know? So I calls them up today on the phone, and I says, I got a bill, and then she says, well, that bill's up to July 9th. I says, well, I was out of that place July 1st. Why should I have to pay another for another week? And then she says, well, you know, you're just calling us now. We have no record of your termination order, which I know I did. I never would have left this loose end. And so she says she's going to terminate my service on the 15th of July, tomorrow. So I told her, I says, you know what? I'll pay the $126.06, whatever the bill is, but I ain't paying another dime. Because you people dropped the ball, because I know I called you. You know, and just because somebody screwed up in your JEA, Jacksonville Electric Association, or whatever the hell, I says, I'm not eating the bill for this. And you know, the total amount for like, from July 1st through the 14th, it might only come up to like 10 or 15 bucks. So it's not a money issue. It's just the idea of the thing, you know? You call up, you say you want your service terminated, and then they don't do nothing about it. Oh my God! And, I was so busy packing and stuff. I probably didn't verify that I got a termination notice because I couldn't find it on any of my emails. So I'm hoping I got a confirmation number and I wrote it down on a piece of paper. I still have a box that has last minute packing like makeup and stuff. There's a box I haven't even opened up yet. But anyways, Fran-Sez is a little upset. So yesterday, I was able to get out to Walgreens and I got like a prescription that I ran out. It's called digoxin. It's something to do with my heart. It helps my heart pump or something. I don't know. And I got some makeup. Let's see here. See, I got this is a L'Oreal product. It's W3 warm. Okay, and this is L'Oreal Lumi True Match. So it's a W3. And I got this, and I got this is like a concealer, matches this. They're both liquid, and it works pretty good. And then I got another Rimmel natural bronzer. Okay, so basically, I don't put a lot of makeup on. I'll put the concealer. I put this concealer on for like my upper lip, just to get in around here, just to get rid of that little dark shadow. Like after you shave, it's a little bit. You just cover that up. Then I use this. You just pump out a little bit, put it in your fingers like this, and then I hit it with the bronzer. That's basically what I do every day. That's all I do. It takes me 5 minutes, and so I don't usually put eye makeup or even like brow. So, but Debbie Lynn and I are planning to like get our hair done. We're gonna in a week or so we're gonna get our eyebrows done. Go to a place that does the eyebrows. And then and I want to get my hair cut a little bit and dyed, and I think I'm going with a lighter color, like a blonde. Just to see, because you go blonde, and if you don't like it, you can always use a darker color. So that's what I'm gonna do. So that's what I'm doing. So, and I got some Nexus shampoo and conditioner, and I got this. I was running out of this. Rosie recommended, this is like intense skin repair. This is almost empty. I mean, and I got a brand newbie, same thing. So, anyways, what else did I get? Oh yeah, alcohol swabs. I like the BD because they're juicier. Okay, well, hey, that was about. What else did I get? I guess that's about it, So that I can remember. Oh, and something happened. I went there and I had to wait 15 minutes for my prescription to get filled. And so while I was waiting, I went around and I shopped. I got all this makeup. And I go back about 20 minutes later, and I still had to sit down and wait a while. But so what I did was I paid for my medicine, and then I went to the front of the store and paid for all this other stuff, okay? And I left the prescription bag. You got those carts you push in the store, and it's got the big section, and then there's like part you can open up, and there's like a shelf there. Well, I had my prescription in a bag on the shelf, and after like going through the register and paying for everything, and then putting it in my bag, I have my shopping bag I usually take. Well, I just forgot to put my prescription in the bag, and I left it on the cart on that shelf thing. I can't believe I did that. So I goes outside and I was waiting for Debbie Lynn to come pick me up, okay? Because they had dropped me off because they had to go somewhere. And so when we come back, you know, I get home and I open it and my prescription isn't there. So I called them up. So some nice customer took my prescription bag and turned it in at the pharmacy in the Walgreens. So I called over there and they says, oh, we have your prescription here in the pharmacy waiting for you. So we drove over there and got it, you know, and boy, that was like $10 for 10 little pills. They only had 10 pills, so I got to go back when they call me, probably tomorrow, and get the rest of them, you know. So, but the prescription is expensive, you know. For 90-day supply, it runs about $90. So I have a prescription that costs $1 a day, and that's just one prescription. And the other ones are kind of expensive too, you know. So, but not as much. But you know, I'm tired, you know. So, anyways, Debbie Lynn said I might be able to get like a better situation with my medication paid for or something. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I think I ran out of gas here. Anyways, you know, last night I've been getting into this hot sauce. Last night, she has all kinds of hot sauce in her refrigerator in the doors, all different strengths. So I was hungry. I wanted to munch on something last night because I had bought a bottle of wine, Cabernet Sauvignon. So I'm sipping on wine, and I got out these, it's called Triscuit. Yeah, it's like whole wheat crackers. So I was putting some hot sauce on the whole wheat crackers and eating them. And it was hot sauce from Mexico. It just had chili peppers in it and some spices. No tomatoes at all. I mean, and this stuff it wasn't real hot, but it was spicy. So I ate a whole bunch of that last night, you know, and so needless to say, my constipation problem is gone. I think the Triscuits and the salsa took care of it, okay? So anyways, thank God for that, you know? What a pain in the ass. Okay, damn, you know? Sorry to end on a note like that, but, you know, I'm still drinking coffee. I had some wine earlier today and did a lot of cleaning. Debbie Lynn did a lot of cleaning in the kitchen area. We're trying to get the place set up for the cookout next month. You know, it's only like 3.5 weeks away. So anyway, oh, and I talked to True Trans today. We sort of on the phone, and we had a private hangout, just her and I. You know, and so things are going pretty good there. I think I'm going to take a trip to Jacksonville next month or later this month. You know, just to make a trip and visit for a day or two, and then you know, and bring some of my stuff back. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. And I might even call a mover and have a mover go there and grab all the stuff and bring it here. Because I think overall, I don't know how much that would cost, but it might be less than renting not a U-Haul, but any kind of truck or van that's going to haul the rest of it. Because you got to pay for that, the gas, plus the harassment of driving 400 miles that way and 400 miles again, 800 miles. You know, it's just, you know, I'm beginning to regret I just didn't call a mover and just have them come get all the stuff and move it here in the first place, you know. So, okay, 15 minutes. Love you. Fran-Sez is out of here. So, be good and don't take any wooden nickels.